Hi everyone, you hear me everywhere? Hey, my name is Filipa. I come from Redpill Linpro. Thank you for the introduction. And my background is in clinical psychology. But I got tired of listening to people talk about their problems, so now I'm doing this, which is still listening to people talk about different problems. A bit harder to solve, actually. I manage a small team working with something called the digital workplace, which I assume most of you are interested in if you're here. How can we improve the digital workplace? I work at Redpill Linpro, and there are three things I want you to know about us. Is that we love open source. We've been doing it for 30 years. We are a local company, so we want to work in the Nordics. We know the market. We have offices in Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. And then the third one is really just to make our marketing team happy. We have very happy customers. We even have numbers to prove it. And when we were looking at what we wanted to do in the realm of digital workplace for about 3, 4 years ago, when all of this Schrems 2 court cases were coming into the mainstream media and all of the GDPR and Cloud Act concerns, we figured, what can we do? We have the resources, we have the open source knowledge, we have our own data center. There must be something we can do. And we wanted to do it on the basis of our values, which is we want it to be open source if possible, because this is what we love. We want our clients to be able to control their data. We want them to be able to leave if they want to. If they want to decide to end their partnership with us and move somewhere else, they should be able to take their data with them. We want to choose European first where possible because we want to contribute to where we live, invest in European suppliers and software. And we want to help our clients not only be compliant with the laws and regulations that they have to be compliant with, but also help them innovate. Because just because you can't use American or Chinese SaaS solutions doesn't mean you need to go backwards when it comes to the digital workplace. So on the basis of these values, we try to find solutions out there that would not only comply by all of those, but also provide a mature and good alternative to some of the big tech software that we have out there. This is why we came across with Nextcloud. It's an open source product. They have different modules to sort of replace most of the functions that we're used to with Google and Microsoft and Zoom. It's really developed for security. It's very robust. There's a lot of, we can define roles. We can have different security and control access for our users. It's already being used a lot in Europe, which is something that gave us a lot of confidence. It's been used a lot in government, in Austria and Germany and in Spain. So that gave us confidence that it's not something new on the market. It's already having a following. This is why and also this is not a diss on Microsoft. This is just an example to help you relate that most of the Microsoft apps that we're used to and that we love have a corresponding app in Nextcloud, and they are fully integrated, just as what we're used to with Google and Microsoft. And it was on the basis of this that we decided to create Nextcloud as a service. It's being hosted in our data centers, which are actually in Oslo. We have a fully managed Nextcloud offering, which means we do all of the support and all of the patching and all of the upgrades so that the client doesn't have to do that themselves. We also support them by having a layer of training and administration. So over time, we work with our clients to make sure that their users know how to use it, that their IT departments know how to use it, and that we have a layer of management for this solution. And obviously, since we work a lot with government, we need to make sure we're compliant with everything that they come up with. There's always something new. But today we're compliant with ISO, we're certified, we follow GDPR, we have our processes in place to make sure we're following GDPR, and we're also implementing DORA compliance, which is something we see more and more as an important aspect of our deliveries. So having it as a service means that our clients don't need to have a lot of in-house expertise. They still get the enterprise backups and redundancy and security, and then they get professional onboarding. We also help them integrate our SaaS solution with whatever systems they have internally. A lot of clients have their own, user directory that they want to integrate, so that their users have single sign-on and all of these good things to make sure that your users are not disturbed in their everyday life. We have a practical example. We have a Swedish government agency that they were using an American SaaS provider, but it turned out that they were breaking the law because they are dealing with very, very sensitive data from the Swedish government. Their job is to collect hundreds of documents from other government agencies and make sure that these government agencies are using their resources responsibly, so that they're using this tax money in a good way. So you can imagine this is very sensitive information. And they contacted us looking for alternatives, and we helped them with an on-premise Nextcloud solution. They didn't want to have it in the cloud, which is respectable. So we helped them have an on-premise solution that they can then collect this documentation directly from other government agencies, work with these documents in their Nextcloud solution, and then do whatever they do after, write reports or whatever the government does. They have full data control. We don't have a lot of insight in what they're doing in their solution because we're not a part of it. We help them with support where needed. And we were able to automate a lot of processes together with Nextcloud to make sure that all of these processes that they're doing, when retrieving documents, placing documents in folders, and all of this, that they're as automated as possible to make sure we're not, we're minimizing human error as much as possible. And we've been doing this for a few years now, so we have done some mistakes, we have learned some things, and I would really love you to go from here today with some things you can take to your organization and hopefully help you on your journeys wherever they might take you. Is that the Big Bang might have been good to create life, but it's not a good migration strategy. Don't just, cut the cord on their awesome teams and then introduce something else, because you're most likely going to have very unhappy users. It is much better to identify which apps are going to give us a quick win. A tip there is usually the video meeting chat solution is usually something easy to sort of get in there and replace. Replace something, let them continue to use their current tools, and then help them transition. Maybe department by department, identify which departments don't really need to talk to each other that much, because obviously if some of them are using something new and the other ones are using something old, then you're going to have a lack of collaboration, which we don't want. So do it step by step, either app by app or department by department, whatever makes sense for you. Digital workplace is really not about the IT aspect of it, which is something that a lot of us maybe get wrong. Just placing the tools there doesn't mean anything, because what we want the tools to do is to help the people reach a goal. So don't think of it as just we're going to install some tools and then our job is done. Your job has just begun, because you need to help them migrate to new ways of working. Connected to this one, don't make it an IT project. How many of us love the contact they have with their IT department and calling support? Maybe not that many, because we're good at different things and we need variety in this team. We need maybe some HR people to have the employer experience in mind. Maybe we need some communication people to help us really communicate the message. Don't make it an IT project, because it's most likely not going to succeed. You need to communicate early and often. You need to keep them involved. No surprises. Plan some communication, newsletters, some videos. We had a client that did interviews with their users that were already using the new solutions, showcasing what is better now in my workday. Keeping them informed is going to bring down the surprise factor, which is good. Your organization most likely want to be a part of it. From a behavioral perspective, we don't like something that is enforced on us. And so something that we really try to push with our clients is, get some people from different parts of the organization to be a part of this and help us configure the solution, help us decide, write documentation about processes or test the system that we're working with. Because if they are a part of the process, then they cannot come and say that they didn't know and that they weren't involved. So it's very important to involve your organization in it. The mobile apps, I don't know why, but a lot of you or a lot of our clients don't have mobile apps today. A lot of them are working with government, and they have a lot of different excuses for it. The mobile apps are so important. I do a lot of my work from a phone. So make sure that if you're going to release something new, that you also have the mobile apps to go with it. Have a training plan. Make sure that you're, helping your users learn the new solution, because whether we want to or not, we're all used to using Google and Microsoft and Zoom. We know how it works. We know where the buttons are. And something as simple as the button being somewhere else is sometimes creating friction. So make sure you have a training plan. A training plan that is not a written manual, because nobody wants to read manuals. So make sure you have maybe some videos, something exciting to watch. You're probably going to have a more intense support period. We have some clients that are surprised by this, that you're most likely going to need to, have a bit more planning for your support team during the time where you're releasing a new solution. If you're worried about adoption, we have some clients that do this gatekeeper principle, where you don't get access to your new fun solution unless you do some training, which is something that's been working very good. Because once you have some excitement in an organization about the new solution, then everybody wants it, but they can't get it unless they do the training. And then you're already making sure they have some kind of base knowledge before they're out there in the wild using new solutions. Recruit some of your own people. Again, when we think behavior, we're more likely to adopt something that someone we like is using, or someone we trust, or someone we work with. If it comes from, if it's up down, where we're sort of enforcing it down the line, it doesn't work as well as a colleague coming from the side and saying, "Hey, have you noticed that this new solution is having this feature? I can now I can do digital workshops, and I can draw." So think about that. Recruit some of your own people to help you get the point across. And yeah, you can email me if you want to know more at DW, so digitalworkplace@redpillinpro.com. If you're high tech, you can scan the QR code. And thank you. That was all for me.